afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Ham Radio Basics Live, Season 3, Episode 9, Ham Radio News and Updates, March 5th, 2025. Hope everyone's doing well. Cooley, welcome. Chris, welcome. Good to see both of you here this afternoon. Got some things to talk about. Busy day today. Sorry, I was running a few minutes behind here, but work was kind of on the busy side today and just kind of wrap things up. So that's where we're at. Okay, Cooley, good to see you guys. One of the first things that I wanted to talk about was the FTX1 from Yaesu, and it should be dropping any day now. I'm really kind of surprised it hasn't dropped yet. We knew it wasn't going to be at Hamcation, but everybody said it's definitely going to be there before Hamvention. So but it's still just kind of in limbo, just kind of waiting on that. And you watched a couple other videos on it today from some other content creators from in the UK and everything, and no real news or updates. But I just wanted to give you guys the lowdown on that, all the 411 on that. Let's see here. Okay, all right. Going to share some things out on. Was busy out on my Twitter feed, so we're going to share. I'm going to share a few things from out there. Let's go ahead and do that here. Okay, there we go. All right. And Max Bennett goes NFED half-wave 8010 antenna back up again in the trees again, working great. Max was he worked on Air Force One. He worked on Air Force One for several years. He's a Cybertruck enthusiast, great ham radio guy here. Dually antenna 2.0, 49-1 and 9-1 is the ultimate ham radio antenna. There's a great video on that. What else is wrong with DMR? That's a great video from our good friend on that. And then Walt has a good one. Guzilu NFED half-wave antenna installing and testing. Those are some good videos. This is one weird trick that supercharges your ham stick antenna. Okay, really like this thread right here, and it's on the FT-891. For those hams who have an FT-891, what's your favorite quickly deployed portable antenna rated at 100 watts? And he got 63 responses to this, which was fantastic. And highly encourage you, if you're an 891 kind of guy, I would definitely look at this thread right here to give you some ideas as far as a quick deployed antenna. That's one of the things that he basically said in this right here. He was looking for something that can be quickly deployed as far as a portable antenna is concerned, and was very interesting, some of the responses and some of the from some of the people with some of the antennas that they kind of highlighted there. So I thought you guys would take some interest in that. I would definitely take a look at that. If you have an 891, that would be something I would definitely look at, because it could give you some great ideas. UTV and Ham, welcome. Good to see you this afternoon. Thank you for stopping in. Yeah, so that's this for 891. It's one of the things I really wanted to kind of hit on today, because I know a lot of people use this radio and it's very popular with them. Watch the video from Walt, and you guys know how much I like Walt from Coastal Waves and Wires. And he was saying, he had the 891 for a while and he loved it, but the thing that he didn't like was the menu system on it. And it's one of these menu systems that you really kind of have to get used to. I mean, if you can only afford an 891, it's something you have to get used to. But Walt said he really missed a waterfall, and I think a lot of people were kind of conditioned, were kind of used to that. And he ended up buying an FT-710, and he loves it. But he did we're gonna take a look at a video he just did on that. So yeah, it's something I highly recommend you guys take a look at here. Interesting setup here. His plug and play ham radio station inside his first floor apartment. Residence on 40 meter CW, a little more forgiving bandwidth on 20 meter CW. He has an ICOM 7300 at 5 watts. And he says, my apartment operating challenge begins. Full throttle ham radio 7.3 to be continued. So very interesting setup. First floor. Good luck to him. That's, well, I'm going to say, especially in an apartment like that. Good luck. And they're beautiful. Next step, wire it all up. Okay. And somebody put down there something about, well, I'm a tech and that's way beyond my pay grade. I'm an extra and that's way beyond my pay grade too. So good luck and God bless with that. The pursuit of knowledge is never ending, and there's always something to learn in amateur radio. You can see right here. And it's just basically an ad from ICOM kind of a thing. So today we actually had a water spout, believe it or not, in the Gulf. And there it is. You can kind of see that right here. It dissipated pretty quickly, and our storm passed pretty quickly as well too. But we did have one today. And we're in the time of year down here. And for those of you who are familiar, you know, we get some intermittent rain. We don't get a lot of rain this time of year, but when we do, it comes down. It came down pretty good. It came down pretty good for about an hour, then it stopped today. So, and there's the same gentleman here. QRZ is the frequency in use. I called CQ last night on 30 meter CW at 5 watts just after sundown from the West Coast. No luck on 30. Then I changed wavelengths, returned my chameleon magnetic antenna loop on 40 CW. My second CQ iteration was answered by an operator in San Francisco. Thanks, Kevin, K6TOP, for a 449 signal report, full throttle ham radio, 5 watts, 7.3 to be continued. So good luck to this gentleman. He's having some good luck on a first floor apartment. Now, some people were claiming this is Steve Wozniak's Apple One computer. Others claim it's a Sinclair computer from around the same time frame. What do you think? Either way, you may be able to claim this is the first notebook computer, not counting the TV monitor. So it's interesting. Very, very interesting right here. And this is someone's set up right here. And okay, these are some good ones. Mike, Ham Radio Tube, K8MRD. Great video on he put the armor lock system on an FT-891 and had it set up in a bag. I watched that video. Mike did a great job with that. Have all the connections pointing up to the front for it. Just absolutely great work from Mike on that video. Oh, I'm sorry, Cooley. I am so sorry about that. And then Walt did a great video right here. Is the Yaesu FT-710 really a field radio? And he compares it with the G90, and it's real obvious here. And he comes to the same conclusion that I do. I know quite a few people that are using like a 7300, and they're taking it out as a field radio. And they have two of them. One they have as their base, and one they have out there in the field. And I kind of say more power to them. And Walt was talking about it in this video, and one of the things that he brought up is he has a second G90. His first G90, because he used it out near the beach so much, the faceplate kind of got eroded with sand. He said it's still functional, but because it's kind of weather beaten, so he bought a second G90, especially only $390. I mean, you can go ahead and afford to do something like that. And he works wonders with the G90. He does a great job. And in fact, and I'll go on record and say that's definitely my favorite radio. Even though I haven't had it, that would be probably a good candidate for my favorite radio from Zygo, because I've had the 6100, I've had the 6200, and they're both thumbs down for me. This one, yeah, it's been a winner. Everybody's really liked it. And it's kind of like in that halfway area between, QRP and pull 100 watts. It's a 20 watts. And a lot of people absolutely love it. Walt makes that radio sing, and he does a great job. But yeah, he's right. An FT-710, a 7300, you can get bags and satchels for them and stuff. But, it's like, for me, no, I'm going to go with an 891. I'm going to go with a G90, something along those lines. It's portable, and it's easy to use, and it's easy to carry, and you can carry it in a bag, and it's not burdensome to do that. Plus, 7300, 710, they're right around $1,000 a piece. So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that. But yeah, I think that's a why. Walt has a great video on that. Michael Martin's, it's a 20-meter train wreck as I activate 5 new for me Poda Parks. 20 meters was interesting. Well, I'll put it to you that way. If you watch Michael's video, and I really kind of bared with him on that, but Michael always does a good job, and that'd be something I would recommend that you take a look at. Reach of this, and I'm sorry if I mispronounced it wrong. They came out with a new mobile radio, the MA1, and this is a review on that. And they also came out, and this is a review by Jason, on a new HT. Reach of this Alliance reveals the HA1UV dual band handheld radio. So, and then Jason did another one. There's a new tri-band from, I think it's called Ocean, but I don't know. That's how a lot of people have pronounced it. So, that's kind of where we're at. So, all right. Tio takes a look at the Reach of this MA1. It looks like a good option as far as a mobile radio is concerned. And, a lot of people are real hung up on, Yaesu or ICOM or Kenwood, and, they don't look outside the box. And I think it's something that you should do. I think it's something you should consider, and definitely look outside the box in terms of looking at a radio that's going to work for you, and be, and fit all your needs. And one of the things that I would recommend doing is, you can see right here, I posted two reviews on it already, and there are multiple reviews on it. Definitely, if it's something you're considering, watch these reviews, not just one, more than one, maybe 2 or 3. I think that would really, Hamtech, thank you for stopping by this afternoon. That would be something I would definitely recommend that you would do, to kind of give you a flavor to see the pluses and minuses, because everybody has their own take on a review. And especially in this kind of an instance, for the most part, these are, it would be something like, for example, if I would do it, I would go out and purchase that. Okay. And I'm not being influenced by the manufacturer to have a favorable outcome on a review for something like that. Whereas I know in some other tech areas and tech spaces, the manufacturer provides the product for free in exchange for a review. Well, if you give them a not so good review, you're not going to get any more product from them anymore. It's kind of how that worked. So, and that's something I haven't seen in ham radio is, or what I've seen in ham radio. I know, like for Josh and Jason, they'll get units sent to them either by like Gigaparts or HRO, but then they have to return the radio. And I think that's a good thing, because, they're not bound to have a good review because, it's their radio to keep. It's not their radio to keep. They can be unbiased and give you an honest opinion on how they like that radio. And I think that's a good thing that they do. So, but yeah, that's something, that would be something I would definitely check out if you're in the market for a mobile. It's it does cost less than some of the Yaesus that have come out, but compare the feature sets and take a look at them, and line things up and see if this is something that's going to fit for you. It's going to work for you as well too. So, and ask a lot of questions and get out there, go to websites, go to the manufacturer's website. And, if you have questions, email them, send it to them, ask them. That's the way you find out. This was interesting. I had to answer this question. Okay. Here. First time I did 100 miles an hour. Somebody has a 1970 Dodge Challenger here. Close. Mine was in a 1973 Plymouth Satellite. Yeah. And let me say, everything was rocking and shaking in that car. And anything that was loose, you heard it. All right. And to this day, I told my dad years later, after, after my kids, my 2 oldest were in college, and, and I shared that with him, and he had a good laugh, but he said he kind of knew, because he said that what did he say? He could tell for some reason that it had been pushed, and I don't know, I forget exactly what he said, but he knew that I went pretty fast that night. Well, some of the one window had a rattle in it that never went away, and also too, here's what the kicker was. I had used back in the day, the shoulder belts were looped around the ceiling, so you had to get them down from the ceiling and then attach it to your other seat belt. Well, I didn't exactly put it back the way it was supposed to be, and he saw that, and he kind of figured that I was going fast. So interesting. It was real interesting kind of take. I thought that was interesting right there. Right here, great comparison video. The Yaesu 891 versus the Zygo G90. Okay. I think it's Ham Radio Punk, which is real interesting. I've never heard of them before, but that sounds like a great video. I hadn't watched it, but I think that's something, if you're interested in either one of those radios, and again, those are lower cost options for you to get into HF. Those would be something I would definitely explore and check out videos like that and learn about that. The one thing I do know, the G90 is real user friendly. It's real easy it's intuitive. It's easy to figure out. It's easy to use. It has that wonderful scope on the front. The FT-891 doesn't, and it has that god-awful menu system. But, one of the things I can say with that is you can get one of those. I call them the cheat sheets. They sell those. I think they're called Nifty Guides that really can break down the menu structure. So that would be something, if you're interested in a radio like that, that would be something I would be interested in. 72 Impala custom 400 small block. Whoa. That sounds awesome, Cooley. I bet that thing would get up and go. Well, what was real interesting though was the car that I really wanted from my dad. He had a 66 Plymouth Satellite with a 383 V8 in it, and I really wanted that car. My cousin, somebody had hit his car and totaled it while he had it parked at our house. So my parents sold him that 66 Plymouth Satellite right before I was able to drive it. And it just, to this day, I'm like, oh, that was one of those things that my parents said I was not very happy about. I can tell you that right now. So, but yeah. And there's another video here about the G90, and I'm on a G90 kick today. What can I say? Definitely, that's something that you want to check out, because Radio Oddity from time to time, they have lower prices and sales on it. So definitely something that you want to pay attention to. That would be something that I would recommend that you would take a serious look at, because it's not really technically QRP. It's because you're operating at 20 watts, but you're not at a full blast 100 watts. But if you really want to get a flavor for that radio, I know Walt has done a walkthrough and a tutorial on the G90. That would be something. Go to look for Coastal Ways and Wires. Look for that kind of video, because I know he did it. He did a great job on that here. Yaesu FT-150 soon to arrive 2025. Yeah. That video is from someone over in the UK that I watched that. And what's really interesting with the FTX1F, that's a mouthful to say at once. What's interesting with that is that head, that control head, that's a lot smaller than the 705, which I thought's real interesting. Okay. Yaesu packed an awful lot into that control head. So, it's going to be interesting to see how that pans out. And again, I think they said that there's an optional cooling fan that you can buy for that, and an optional tuner as well too. But of course, if you use a resonant antenna, that's kind of a moot point. But kind of waiting for that to come out. I'm thinking price-wise, because I haven't heard anything what they've talked about as far as pricing is concerned on that. I'm thinking it's probably going to be in the same ballpark as the 705. $1,200, $1,300. We'll see. I don't know. It's a competitor to the 705 for sure, but is it gonna steal sales from the 705? Who knows? Well, we need to take a look at it and see. I'm anxious to see some first real hands-on use videos. I know they showed some from when it debuted at the Tokyo Ham Fair last August, but I mean, that wasn't really a whole lot there. So I'm real interested to see how that works, how it sounds, how the waterfall looks, just all that kind of good information. And to take a look, how's it going to work with an end fed? How's it going to work with a vertical? Who knows? We'll see. I'm real interested on that. Real interested on that. Jason did a great video, WinLink for your Android smartphone. That is a new video that he just came out with right here. And then Mike K8MRD, suppressing mobile RFI, is it even possible? And it's from his mailbag videos that he does. And Mike does a great job in answering these questions. So you definitely want to take a look at that. And then TO was on with Josh from Ham Radio Crash Course. What's the best Zygu ham radio? Now, for me, even though I've never had it, yeah, it's the G90 night tonight. So, and no, I'm not getting paid by Radio Oddity to keep plugging the G90. It's just kind of been on the forefront for me. So that would be a radio that I would definitely recommend. Definitely take a look at. If you're looking to get into HF, you're not having to pay $1,000. You're not getting the bargain basement, but you're getting a good quality radio. It's been proven. It's been tested ad nauseum out there. So I would definitely be something I would take a look at. Now, Josh also did a video here, best long-range 2-meter antenna, Inteleron HA-1711S. So you definitely want to check that out as well, too. Yaesu FT-1200 transceiver. It's a new video that just came out, and that's all I have as far as what's out on X, Twitter. One of the things I'm going to be purchasing a tiny SA analyzer for taking a look at my handhelds, and I'm going to be doing several videos. That's one of the things that's interested me, and I think some of the guys that have done exceptional work on that. Smoking Ape has done great work on that. TO has done great work on that as well. The tiny SA spectrum analyzer, the one that's on Amazon for about $180 is the one to get. Steve was real clear because there are some that just aren't. You got to be very careful when you do get that. So that's something that I'm going to be making. I'm actually going to be getting that here in the next couple of days. I'm going to be getting it in, and I'm looking forward to getting it. I'm looking forward to putting my radios to the test on that. And that'll be good because I do get a lot of radios in, and I do test a lot of HTs. So that's going to be good for that. And it's going to be good for you to take a look and see, do these radios have spurious emissions? You'll find that's a great way to find out. But no, it's a great tool. It's $180 compared to what you would have to spend to get like a real analyzer on that. Yeah, I'm real impressed with the job that does. So that's all I have for today, guys. UTB and Ham, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate that. Appreciate all you guys. Chris, Cooley, thank you guys for stopping by this afternoon. Really appreciate that. Sorry for the later start. I do apologize for that. Like I said, I had a busy day today, but I'm on the lookout for that Yaesu FTX1F. So as soon as I get some news on that, we'll let you guys know. So take care, guys. Have a great rest of your week. 7-3s, everybody.